Hey, Mark Shepard, honesthypnosis.com, and today's Mind Mastery Daily is about to begin. And today's subject is eliminating routines. And this is a notion that I got from some of my study of the ancient Toltecs as described by Carlos Castaneda in his books. And there's a whole line of thinking that shows up here and that has helped me tremendously just live my life. And it's the idea of living life as a fluid, formless warrior, not someone who's engaged in acts of destruction with other people, but the benefits of being a being who is at war in a metaphoric sense, that you're constantly stalking your weaknesses, your patterns, your habits, your limitations, and practicing thinking in such a resourceful way that no matter what happens, you're able to respond to it. And there's similar kinds of paths of thinking in Asian or Eastern martial arts, the Native American tradition, ancient warrior traditions. And there's something to be said if you watch a movie, one of the Hollywood blockbusters, the main character is always someone who is kind of forced through circumstances to respond to perhaps aggression or attacks in ways, he doesn't have time to feel sorry for himself. In other words, he doesn't wallow in being a victim. So all that being said, one of the key components, one of the key challenges that Don Juan Matus gave Carlos Castaneda was to eliminate routines. And today I want to talk a little bit about that. So for example, I will often do something different. And the reason eliminating routines is really helpful, it's a wonderful task to give yourself, is that your unconscious mind is in charge of creating habits. So anything you do repeatedly, your unconscious mind will say, okay, he did that for the last 21 days, so let's just do that. Let's automate that. So how you brush your teeth, for example. I'm right-handed, so I go up here and right. One way to start loosening up the habit pattern so that you can install new habits that you want and let go of old habits that you want to let go of is to take your toothbrush, for example, and switch it to the non-dominant hand. And for a week, or for today, whatever you're willing to do, brush your teeth with a different hand, right? Today I took a shower, but I didn't shave. I usually shave in the shower. So, for me, it's Saturday. I don't need to shave. I don't need to look good anywhere. Maybe I want to look good for you guys, but wanting to look good for you on camera is a habit, right? So I'm challenging that, but I didn't shave today, right? So what I want you to do, your assignment today, should you choose to accept it, is to find some little area of your life, some routine area, some habit, and begin to challenge it with a consciously different behavior, right? Now, for my anxiety sufferers, a lot of what I do is teaching in my Crush Anxiety Now course, or Crush Anxiety Forever, which I'm still developing, is to interrupt the habit of anxiety thinking, because it is a habitual process of what you focus on and what you tell yourself, how you interpret the world. All of those are habits, things that we have gotten in the habit of doing, and it becomes unconscious. And the bottom line is you are not trapped by your habits. Whether you want to stop smoking or change the way you eat or change the way you exercise or change your beliefs about money or the way you interact with members of the opposite sex, all of those different things, we have habitual ways of doing it. And if you want to create something different in your life, it's a really good practice to practice changing small routines, small little habits, so that you can begin to get used to dropping a habit whenever you don't need it anymore and installing something new. And some things will never be gone, like you probably learned how to tie your shoes or ride a bike, right? So you don't have to think about that. But you could tie your shoes in a different way, right? You could challenge yourself to ride a bicycle better, right? Or to ride in a different way. A lot of people who do sports or run, or baseball players, for example, there's often a habitual way of throwing, and sometimes a coach will attempt to kind of wean a player of a habit that isn't structurally healthy, perhaps. And so athletes are often always interrupting patterns as well. And we think of athletes, we think of someone who, is physically able to respond to challenges, right? Again, it's that kind of warrior mentality. And we want to take the healthy part of that. We're not out to hurt anybody or destroy anybody. It's about that sense of empowerment that a warrior has, that, I can handle whatever comes my way, right? That's what we want. And so ultimately, changing habits and routines is a profound spiritual practice, non-religious, but spiritual, where you can challenge your spirit to be flexible, to be adaptable. And ultimately, the only constant in life is change, right? And I've talked about my squirrels outside the window. They're always having to deal with, is it a year when there are a lot of acorns or not, right? Does the frost come early this year? Is winter hard this year? Or, all these different variables that all organisms have to respond to resourcefully. So we want to balance the benefits of creating a habit with the fact that you don't have to constantly think about it. That saves energy. With the idea that some habits you installed as a kid and they're still running and you never stopped running them. And some of us need to stop running some of these negative patterns. This is one very safe, very helpful way to start doing that. All right, so that's your assignment today. I love you, by the way. And if it's hard to let love into your life, maybe that's a new pattern that you can install. You can begin to notice how amazingly loving everyone is around you, towards you, and how amazingly beloved you are by the entire universe, conspiring to support you in ways that you are not even able to comprehend, in ways that you are not even able to comprehend. So, have a great day. I love you. Mark Shepard, Honest Hypnosis, and I will see you on the inside.